This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, hello, all. Welcome to the next session on SAP ABAP. In the last class, we have seen what exactly the object orientation. So we have discussed about what exactly the object. Okay, so object is an instantiation of a class. Okay, every object. So if you want to create an object, we need to have a class. Class is a skeleton for the object, and the class contains the source code and attributes, methods, and events, and types, and also key attributes case. So key is a unique identity for the application, which we have seen yesterday. What exactly the unique identity for the business applications. So like let's take an example of human. It's an Aadhaar number in India, and car we have an chassis number, and sales order object we have a sales order number. Purchase order object we have a purchase order, and employee it's an employee number, debits credits it's an account number. And also we have seen the attributes are the property of an object. And let's take an example of employee personal details, salary details, qualifications, employee dependent data. And sales order, if you want to create a sales order, we need to have a sales organization, distribution channel, and division, and material and customer. So these are all the attributes of a sales order object. So then events is nothing but it's a status of an object. And let's take an example of, let's take a car is an object, and started and stop is an statuses, and that's an events. And sales order, let's take an example of VA01, it is a create to VA02, it is changed, and VA03 it is display, and somewhere we can delete the sales order as well. Bank account, so there is a status activated, deactivated, debited, and credited. Exceptions, if any errors, we are going to raise the exceptions from the object orientation, guys. That's what we have seen in the last class. And method is a function of an object, and it is deriving the same kind of functionality, or it's a formula. So where we are going to use and what exactly the object orientation. Object orientation provides a code reusability and code maintainability and code readability and data integrity and data security by using encapsulation and inheritance. We can inherit the parents objects into the child objects, and polymorphism. We'll see what exactly this and all in the future classes. Abstraction functionality. And what are all the concepts depends on the object orientation in ABAP. So in the upcoming classes, you are going to see the different concepts in the ABAP, what we can do with the ABAP. Okay, so there are different kind of functionality we can achieve with the different kind of concepts. So here you can see the object orientation we use in the ALV reports, the object orientation we use in the enhancements, the object orientation we use in the workflows, the object orientation we use in the web dynpros, the object orientation we use in the OData, the object orientation we use in the CDS, the object orientation we use in the AMDP, the object orientation we use in the Fiori. So whatever I have mentioned, everything is an important case in ABAP. Okay, so some of the things are absolute, and so only one WebDyn Pro is not using now in S4 now. We are going to use the Fiori, which is an which is an user friendly and user responsive and a device switch technology. That means I can access the SAP applications from mobile, I can access the SAP applications from tablet, I can access the SAP applications from the desktop. That I can say it's a device switch. I can easily switch my devices. So if I have laptop, yes, I will work from the laptop. Maybe I'm traveling from India to the client place. So maybe every time if you want to open the system, it will be the problem. I can open my tab, or I can open my mobile. If you have the internet, from there also I can do some actions case. That's the device switch functionality which you can do by using Fiori case. So that's an object orientation. That's the importance of the object orientation case. So that's the thing. And next thing, so okay, we are talking about class and object. So how can you define the class? Okay, how can you build the object? If you want to build an object, you need to have a class. So the class contains the attributes and methods and events and types and types. So if you want to define a class, there are some steps. So object orientation, we need to follow 4 steps. One is the class definition, the class implementation, and class instantiation, which is nothing but an object, and class execution. So the definition of a class, so class definition and a definition. Inside that we are going to define the class, the attributes, the events, the methods. So like function model, if you want to create a function model, we will say importing, exporting, the declaration, right? In the same way, the class also, if you want to define, we need to have any attributes, we need to have any methods, we need to have any events, and we need to have any types. So here, maybe what I am going to use is, so I am going to define a class attributes first and class methods. Then if you want to define a class attributes, the syntax is, keyword is class data is an attribute, and a class methods case. So there are two types of things in the object orientation. One is the static and another one is the instance. So static we have seen yesterday. So if you have a prefix of class data, it's a static, and class methods, it's a static. So if you don't have a prefix class, only data, only methods, it becomes an instance case. That's the difference between static and instance. So we'll talk about that, no problem. So here I have defined a attribute, here I have defined a methods. So methods, every method will have an importing parameters, methods will have an interfacing parameters. So the interfacing parameters are importing parameters and exporting parameters and changing parameters and returning parameters and uh, what is that, exceptions case. So this is the different kind of attributes, different kind of interfacing parameters we have for the methods case. So but when you want to define a class, you must define a encapsulation. What is the visibility sections of your class attributes? The visibility sections of your class attributes are, one is the public, the second one is the private, and the third one is the protected case. What exactly the public and what exactly the private we have seen. Just take this picture, that's it guys. So I told encapsulation, it's the visibility sections of your class components. The class components is nothing but attributes, methods, events are the class components. So visible for, if it is in a public section, that is visible, that we can access from within the same class and its friends classes. And also, if any inheritance, suppose there is a child for the parent class, if there is a child, even you can access from the child classes, and also from repository object, from any other ABAP object, like whatever I have mentioned here. See, I have mentioned these many objects. From any object you can call it, guys. You can call this from any object. So that's a public section. That's a public section. But if it is in a protected section, that can be accessed from the same class, its friends classes, and also from subclasses. But you cannot call the protected from the external systems. You cannot call it, guys. From external program, you cannot call the protected sections. So that's a protected. If it is in a private, only you can call from the same class and its friends class, but you cannot access its subclasses, child classes, subclasses, or child classes, or also you cannot call from the external programs, guys. So that's the differences between public and protected and private sections, guys. That is what. And yesterday we have seen what exactly the static and what exactly the instance. And you can see the static means, so if you define in a class data, it's in a static attribute. If you define a class methods, it's in a static methods case. If you have a prefix of class, it's in a static. If you don't have a prefix, it becomes an instance. We'll see the instance in the next slide. Okay, so maybe guys, whenever you declare in a static attribute or static method, so no need to instantiate your class, guys. Instantiation is not required for the static things. So static, I have written somewhere, I think here I have written, no need to instantiate the static. We can directly call the class. We can directly call the class, guys. We can directly call the class, and we can call the attribute, we can call the methods, we can call the methods case. That's what we have seen. So how to call the attributes? So you need to provide in a call attribute. The class is LCL ART, the attribute is attribute 1, And method, so call method. So but the syntax to call the method is call method guys. Function model call function, method call method. So call method your class name, and your guys whenever it is in a static you need to use equal and greater than, and addition is the method guys. So this is the syntax to call a method. That's what we have seen in the last class. And guys, one more thing, control space, very important. So very like debugger, it is one more our friend guys. Okay, control space, it provides a code suggestion or intelligence, not intelligence. Okay, intelligence and code completion is, it provides a code completion. So yesterday we have used control space. From now onwards we are going to use control space in each and every program guys. Control space will work. So if your system guys, there are some system capabilities, system versions. Okay, maybe you are not sure on the SAP versions guys. I didn't tell about the SAP versions. Today I will introduce the SAP versions. Okay, SAP versions are started from local area connection. How to go to the local area connection? Hmm? Can you switch on the lab server? Lab server is, did you started the lab server? Yeah. So actually the switch is not on. 192.168.1. So guys, if you want to look it out, the SAP versions guys. So what exactly your system? Very important. So you should know on what system you are working. Okay. So where is the architecture? SAP architecture. Next, SAP versions. So actually SAP started, right in 1972. Okay, with the introduction of SAP R1 architecture case. Okay, so first is the SAP R1 architecture. What exactly the R1 architecture is? So before coming to this is an R3 architecture. So maybe before this, I am going to introduce the new slide. So here, the R1 architecture. So this is my system. In this, even inbuilt database and inbuilt application layer. So this is my computer base. See, so within one system, okay, I have within one system, okay, within one system. So it is inbuilt with, so it is inbuilt with presentation layer, application layer, and also you are saving, you are going to save the data in database layer. So everything in one system, guys. So if it is one system, the presentation layer, can multiple users can log in into the system? No, it's not a client server architecture. Guys. It doesn't follow the client server architecture. Let's say this is my presentation layer. Okay, so which is everything is only one computer. Okay, so how many users can log in into this computer? Only one user. So that is the problem. So it is an R3 architecture. Yes, only one user can log in into the system. This I can say it's an SAP R1. Okay, disadvantage is only one user can log in into the system. So it's a disadvantage, and later they come up with the another architecture. The architecture is R2 architecture. It's an SAP R2. Okay, in SAP R2 we have different presentation layer. Presentation layer 1, presentation layer 2, and presentation layer 3. Okay, then we have one more system. So one system is installed. Okay, so this presentation layer, this is built with the application layer and database layer. It is with the application layer plus database layer. So here the multiple users are logging into the same server. When you load multiple users into the same server, the load balancing, the performance will go down. This the performance will go down, and also in the application layer, what exactly the application layer? All your ABAP programs will run in the application layer, and also your data also stored in the application layer, guys. So your data also stored in the application layer. Even this is also disadvantage. So the performance wise, it doesn't give good performance. Doesn't give any good performance. So the disadvantage is performance issues. And second one is programs and database is running in same server. Okay, this is there till 1992. Then SAP has introduced an SAP R3 architecture. They separated the application layer from the server. They installed application layer differently and database layer differently, and also you can easily switch from one database to the another database case. See, one time I can install Oracle. Later, if I would like to replace the Oracle with HANA, I can replace the Oracle database with the HANA database case. That's an advantage of the R3 architecture. Still, the R3 architecture is continuing, and the new way of architecture they did, but we have 3 layers, but HANA also follows the 3 layers, R3 architecture only. But what they did is they bring down the database layer into the RAM level, not on the database data hard disk level. So they bring the database into the RAM level. That will talk in the HANA, but R3 gives multiple users can access, and also guys, you can have multiple application layers also, because if there is a load on the application layer, then I can install one more application layer. I can connect to the another application layer. But you can have only one database layer case. Application layer 1. So that means this presentation layer 1, 2, 3, 4. Application layers also we can have an n number of application layers. We can have n number of application layers. This is an R3 architecture. And so what are the systems we have? So what is the first systems SAP has introduced? First is the SAP 3.0 0B, 0A first. Then SAP 3.0B and SAP 4.6B and SAP 4.6 C and SAP 4.7 EE. It's an enterprise edition. Enterprise edition. Then SAP has introduced SAP ECC list. ECC 5.0. ECC means enterprise central component, and SAP ECC 6.0, SAP ECC 6.0 EHP. Okay, we have EHP space. EHP means the packs, additional packs. Okay, enhancement package. So the current enhancement package is, we have like this. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Enhancement package 5, enhancement package 6, enhancement package 7. Now which is running is enhancement package 8 days. The current system which we have is the enhancement package 7. But the current version of SAP is in ECC, it's an 8. And the SAP introduced the latest product is SAP S4 HANA, guys. So till now, almost the 45,000 customers are running this. 45,000 customers are running SAP ECC. Okay, and now this is the SAP S4 HANA, and so what SAP is going to do is SAP is going to end the support SAP ECC by 2025 years. So SAP has sent in a communication to all the customers who are using SAP. So SAP doesn't support the SAP ECC product by 2025. By 2025 there is no support at all. There is no support at all. 2025 stops. So every customer has to migrate to S4 HANA. S4 HANA. That's what last decade I have attended in Bangalore from SAP. Every year SAP will have an event called TechEd, TECHED, TechEd. So there they are going to provide all the updates. What is the new technologies in SAP, and what are the customers we have, and how many customers are implementing S4 HANA. Everything they are going to give one event they are going to celebrate. Okay, for that there are some nominations. Okay, if you do some innovative thing and if you post into the SAP, and they are going to take in a lucky draw and they are going to select it. So in the last year I have selected for the Fury. So I have designed one Fury project and I have sent to the SAP labs, and I have selected into the SAP TechEd. And last year I have attended. This year I didn't go actually. So with free of cost. But if you go to if you want to attend the SAP TechEd, it's on a 40,000 rupees cost. Okay, if you want to go attend personally, it's on a 40,000. You can go. Okay, you need to pay the 40,000. But there is one more way is you need to do some kind of innovative things, so ideas, and they will take the draw in India level, and they are going to select. They will select 100 people. So I am the one of the. Even I sent the project and I have selected in the lucky draw also. Okay, that's the information which SAP has given. By 2025, they are going to end the support on the SAP ECC. So everybody has to go to the SAP S4 HANA. So almost 4,000 customers already implementing. So 40,000 customers in the worldwide are going to implement an S4 HANA base. So you are going to get a lot of opportunities in next 4 years, 5 years. So now 2020 is coming. By 2020, 2021, every customer has to implement from now onwards only. Otherwise, in 1 year you cannot implement the projects. Why? Because the SAP ECC is working since 1992. Okay, 8 plus 20, 28 years we are doing. There are some customers who are there since long age. So they implemented a lot of business from the 20, 25, 30 years. But if they want to implement in a single year, it's not at all possible. So they have to do any preparations from now onwards. So that's why most of the big customers already started implementation, the S4HANA implementation. So that's why there are huge requirements in the, if you know the S4HANA, you are going to select easily, guys. Easily you are going to select the concepts which we are talking in the S4HANA. So most of the S4HANA is built upon based on previously normal ABAP, basic fundamentals ABAP, but now the S4HANA introduction. So there are advanced concepts. The advanced concepts are over here. You can see the advanced concepts. These are advanced concepts. ALV we can do in reporting, we can do many ways. By using right statement we can do, but there are a lot of laborious tasks. In ALV also there is a lot of advancements by using object orientation, by using integrated data access, by using CDS, and also the enhancements. Before we used to work with user exits, customer exits, but SAP come up with even baddies also there, but kernel baddies SAP has introduced latestly. And workflows, we have automations. It works like in a robo. Okay, just start, it will work automatically the entire business process. And WebDyn Pro is little obsolete now, but OData. So if you want to access the data from internet, we use OData. And CDS, which is a performance technique. AMDB, which is a performance technique in HANA database, HANA point of view. And Fury, so the Fury is the web application design. So everything, so the S4HANA uses this architecture, RESTful architecture is. So these are important, and also object orientation with this concept, object orientation with this concept, object orientation with this concept. If you are good at this, definitely you are going to get the job space. Okay, that's the overview of an SAP history. And if you want to find out the system details, in which system you are working, so definitely you should know. So when you join the company, you should aware of on which version you are working, on which system you are working. So there are two versions, guys. One is the, for everywhere, three layers, we have three versions. The presentation layer, GUI versions are there. Suppose if they invent any new thing in the UI layer, the GUI level, we have any GUI versions. And also application ABAP level, if you have any new syntaxes, then application layer will be advanced. There is some advancement in the application layer. And the database layer, you know, so there are different kind of databases also. We will be having different advancements in the database level. So we have different kind of system. And if you want to see the system details, system, and go to the status, system details. Some things we will tell in whenever the concept comes, because if I tell everything in the first classes, you will not understand anything. Is that's why I didn't explain system, just simple. I'm doing a simplification in the beginning, but if I want to give high dose in the middle of the course, I'm going to introduce these kind of things. That time somebody asked, why don't you tell R1 and R2 architecture, Monica and Monica asked. So if I explain first, you will not get much idea. So now, if you want to find out system details, system and status. So this is the path you need to go. So here you can see the system status. It will give everything, guys. What is the user login ID and what is the time of the system? See, system time zone. Okay, sometimes you are working in India, you are going to log into the server, America server. So here you can see the system time means it's not your system time. So it's your system time. But the system time, sorry, it's the your PC presentation layer system time. But the server time is it's in a US timing case. So here you can see the system type, server time, server country, login time is. That's you are going to see here. And also you can see the what is the program and the transaction. That's common. But you can see there is a database layer case. The database layer is the MS SQL. And also you see there is an SAP version, guys. So SAP system data. Here you can see the SAP. This is a database version. Database is MS SQL 11 is the release. Okay, we'll be having like this 10, 11, 12, 13. You know, right? Oracle also you have Oracle 8G, Oracle 9G, Oracle 10G, Oracle 11G. There are database versions. HANA also we have the versions. HANA 1.0, HANA 2.0 like this. Now HANA we have currently The version is HANA 2.0. And here the SAP version you can see here. So click on here SAP system data, and here you can see the different components which are installed and install product version. So here you can see the product version SAP core. See SAP ECC, you can see somewhere SAP core or SAP ECC base. SAP uh, basis. Do you see any basis? SAP ERP. See ERP, what is this? 6.0 guys. My version is SAP 6.0. SAP 6.0, and enhancement package also it gives EHP like that. EHP 7 or EHP 6 it is going to give. So if you see, so almost 600 means 6.0 is release. Release is the package, enhancement package. 600 is 6.0. 6.0 guys. See, SAP ECC 6.0. This component is 5.0. Where is that? ERP somewhere you see. So yeah, not here. 6.0. 6.04, which is also comes under the 6.0. Here only you can see this. Okay, ECC 6.0. And ABAP version also you can see. The application layer version you can see over here. The application layer version is 7.40 guys. So the ABAP versions, ABAP 7.40. ABAP versions also there like this. ABAP, ABAP versions you can see like this. SAP ABAP versions are like this. Okay, SAP NetWeaver, okay, like this 7.0. SAP NetWeaver 7.0, 700 is 7.0. 7.1 SAP NetWeaver 7.2, SAP NetWeaver 7.3, like this. We have SAP 7.4, we have SAP 7.5, we have SAP 7.5D. So which is the latest version? The ABAP NetWeaver version is the SAP 7.5D. But current our system is running on SAP NetWeaver ABAP version 7.40 guys. So I told just now, right? So what exactly the control space? So control space is an automatic, it's in a code suggestion base. So if you want to work with the control space, whenever you put on a control space, it gives the code suggestion, right? So from which version it will give that? Before it is not there, guys. We used to write the code only, but this is an advancements in the ABAP. So if you see any your ABAP version, that we were 7.2 and above, the control space will work, guys. Control space will work. Before the version, it doesn't work, guys. If you do control space, if it is not working, that means you need to check the system. Okay, what is the system? ABAP layer. Go to the system and status, and go to here. The first version is an ABAP version. You can see ABA. You have to see an ABA. So this is an ABAP layer version, which is 7.40. Yeah, which is greater than 7.2. So you need to put point, guys, here 7.4. Okay. So if it is in a 7.720, it will work. If it is in a 710, okay, it doesn't work, guys. The control space doesn't work in the 7.10. Okay, so control space will work 7.2 and above versions, guys. That's the system wise information. And now I will go back to the the static and instance. What exactly the static? What exactly the instance? So we have seen the static in the yesterday's class. So static attributes and methods are declared with the class data and the class methods. And if you want to call the static things, just call the class and equal and greater than. And if it is an attribute, put the attribute. If it is a method, put the method name base. So methods will have the interfacing parameters. No need to remember how to call the interfacing parameters. Do the control space. It gives guys how to call it provides the automatically the code, guys. No need to remember that code. Just you need to remember the call method, how to call the class, how to call the method. That kind of things you need to remember. That's it. The first keywords only you need to remember in the ABAP. The remaining things automatically SAP suggests what to write and how to write it. So that's the theory, and so now I go back to the practical. We'll implement more classes, local classes. Okay, so the practical is important. The history we have seen, and now I go to the class. The program yesterday which I have implemented is so GEDZ 9 underscore OOABAP. Okay, it's an arithmetic operations and change. I would like to see what are they. Okay. So see guys, so first this is related to my program. In my program, I have a selection screens. Selection screen I declared with the parameters E underscore num1 and P underscore num2. I would like to do in a arithmetic operations. In arithmetic operations, arithmetics is an object, guys. So we have different kind of functions. So one is the addition is on one function, and the subtraction is on a one function and one formula, and divide is on a one function, and multiplication is on a one function. Function is our method. Both are same. And also we need to have an attributes. I have declared an attributes. It's a static. If you see the class prefix, it's a static attribute. And I declared one attribute, and which is in a type of I integer, and value is in a 1000. And methods, I declared an addition method, and I declared importing parameter and exporting parameters, and I have given the even the type of what type of this field is, and I declared the definition. And whenever you define in a class, definitely you need to maintain the encapsulation, the visibility sections of your class. So that we call it an encapsulation, guys. So previously you used to do a by heart what is encapsulation, what is inheritance and all, right? So now we are going to see or achieve the things, the encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism and abstraction by using practical space. So we'll see in practical how exactly they work in the object orientation. So if you can see here, class data and class methods, and then whenever you define the class, you need to implement the class. So the syntax is class and class name and the implementation. And inside the class implementation, we are going to implement only the methods. So here I implemented the method addition. So in the addition, you see the, so what exactly the addition? So I'm going to add two numbers. I'm going to store that number into the result. The result is my exporting parameter of the method. It's in the same way I implemented all the methods. Then after the implementation, third one is the class instantiation, but it is in a sense it is in a static. No need to do any instantiation. You can directly execute the class. You can directly call your attributes, and you can directly call your method stage. So here I am going to call the methods. So first my addition method, I call them. How do you call the static one? Directly you can mention the class, and you can mention the classes case. So maybe, so I have one more attribute which is a static. Which is a static one. So maybe I set okay ATT2 and type I don't give any default value. I need to set this value programmatically. Okay, how can I set this value programmatically? Static attribute. I didn't give any default value for this. This is my class attribute. Attribute 2 this is. Okay, so what I am going to do is, see if you want to set the value. So what is your class? LCL control space. Okay, you will get the class guys with that same. It's a static attribute equal and greater than, and do the control space. You get all the things guys. You get the methods as well as the attributes. So what is my attribute? Attribute 1 I already set in the class level the value, but attribute 2 I didn't set the value in the class level. I would like to set that in the program level. This is my program. Are you in the class? No. Start of selection is related to the program. So you are in the program level. So which is equal to the 2000. That's it. I am setting in a value 2000 to the attribute 2 guys. See, I set in a directly value to the attribute from outside the program. So maybe in addition, I would like to use these as well guys. So maybe I will use, see guys, so the attributes, the static attributes can be used, okay, across all your methods. See, I am going to use those things. One is the attribute, see, control space. See, you can access guys attribute one, even it is in a public, right? So you can access this attribute two, attribute two. See, so this is my attribute one and attribute two guys. So I have accessed my attributes, the static attributes within the static methods. Maybe what I can say in terms of okay, static attributes can be accessed from, since it is in a public, I am talking about the public here guys, not the private. Okay, so generic, I talk about the public now. Okay, attributes can be okay, otherwise I do like this. Step 1.1, public static attributes, if it is in a public, can be accessed from external programs. Yes, from ABAP repository, I called from the program, I set the value to the attribute. Yes, and also inside the class, inside the class also I have used, see in the method, if you see in the method level, I have used attribute 1 and attribute 2 programs. And its friends classes and child class as well guys. Child, we'll see this kind of things in the friends class as well, child class as well guys. So this is my object orientation, and maybe I'm going to test this functionality now. Okay, come back, and always where you will keep the breakpoint guys, where you will keep the breakpoint in the execution, I always do after the start of selection, keep it, and I kept in a breakpoint and execute. So maybe my first number is 91 and my another number is 9. So execute. See guys, so if you see this class in the attribute, initially the value is 0, and maybe I will go here, 1. See guys, the value is 1000. The value is 1000 guys. Why? We set this default value. We defaulted this value for the attribute 1, but that's why it's 1000. But for this, we didn't default it. So I am setting the value 2000. See guys, the value set to the attribute 2000. So this is from the program. I have accessed this attribute from the program level guys. Then I am calling the addition method, and if you want to go inside the method, what function key I need to use? F5. See guys, here also you can see if you want to use mouse, this is F5, F6, F7, F8, or else you can use the keyboard guys. Both ways you can do the debugging. Okay, always whenever you do the debugging, so one hand should be on the keyboard. Okay, so I don't use much on the mouse. Okay, F5 I didn't use. Now F5, and maybe to see the values you need to use the mouse. Double click, double click, double click, and double click. See 1000 inside the method, you can see we set the value 2000 and 1000 and 2000 and 1000, 2000, 3000, 3100 is the result. Come back, see GV underscore result, you can see the 3100 is. We have imported the value from the class method, and this value I am going to print on the output. I printed on the output. Next, subtraction, go inside, and subtraction, number 1 is 91, number 2 is 9, 91 minus 9, which is an 82 guys, 82. So the output is 82, F8, and you can see the result over here guys. So that's the attribute and setting the values and calling the attribute values case. Okay, then what I need to do is maybe I will call another methods as well. Okay, my another method is call method. Okay, what is the, if you want to call the method, the other methods also static, right? So LCL underscore is equal and greater than, and next one is multiply and do the control space, you will get an interfacing parameters and pass the values p underscore num1 and p control space p underscore num2, everything guys. So we don't write much, so use the control space automatically, it will avoid the spelling mistakes as well guys. Okay, so whenever you use the code suggestions, you will not see any spelling mistakes, everything proper you are going to get it. And it's a result gv underscore results, that's it. And write also, do the control space, you are going to get write, see write, okay, write and okay, gv underscore, okay, one more method call method lcl underscore control space art equal control space and divide and control space enter, see the space. So this is p underscore num1 and p underscore num2 and this is gv underscore result and write, okay, division of 2 numbers, which is the gv underscore result. This spelling mistakes I am getting, so you can use the control F2 and control F3 and activate and activate. So this is my arithmetic operations class, guys. Arithmetic operations class and execute. And we'll only 91 and 90. No, we can give something 20 and 5 as an input. It works based on the values. See, it works based on the values. I could put in a debugging. So we are setting some value here and F5 and addition. So now you can see the values. Num1 is 20, num1, num2 5, and 1000, 20, 2000, and 2025 is the result. And x underscore results of 3025. So we are going to print that and as subtraction. So 20 minus 5 and result is the 20 or 15 is the result. And printing the 15 multiply and you can see 20 into 5 and the result comes as an 100. This is an 100 and next printing that and divide and we are going to divide this and 20 by 5 which is an 4 and we are going to print the 4 ways and execute 3025 1500 and 4. Okay, which then is simple. So next what I am going to do is I am going to actually I have another functions case. I have another functions. My another functions are I need to do uh, I need to do I need to utilize these methods. On top of it, I need to have more methods. Like I need to calculate a percentage. Okay, which is not here. Okay, this is my parent arithmetic operations, and I'm going to build one more class. Okay, but in the one more class, I need to have these arithmetic operations as well as I need to have another operations like I need to do percentage calculation. I need to do let's take an examples. Okay, I need to do mod. Mod means right. So remainder, remainder right. Remainder or I can say in Telugu what it is session. Yeah. So that's the thing. So what I'm going to do is after this class and I'm going to inherit this class into the child class. This is my parent class. I can say This first class I can say it's a parent class or a super class or base class. Three terms are same base. Someone will use parent class, someone will use super class, someone will use base class. Okay, I would like to reuse this functionality, and apart from that I need to add more functionality, guys. So now second class, this is my second class. Okay, inherit the parent class components into child class. This concept we call it's an inheritance case. So inherit the parent class components into the child class, we call it an inheritance. So I'm going to declare class, okay, my LCL, which is an arithmetic only. I can say it's a child class. My name, just I'm giving name is child class. Okay, definition, and inheriting from, you need to use additional syntax. Inheriting from which class? LCL underscore ART. That's it. That's it. Done. I'm going to inherit the functionality, the components of the parent class into my sub child class, and end class. That's it. End class. See, now even I use class hyphen data, and I have a calculate percentage. One method I am going to declare. That's it here. Percentage uh, class data. Sorry, attributes. Maybe I can use the attributes. Attribute 3, and it's in a type integer. Plus I am declaring some additional things. It's not attribute 4, which is in a type 5. Okay. Then I have a class methods, and in the class methods I have a calculate percentage and importing my im underscore uh, good guys, total uh, marks, and next parameter is type integer. So I'm going to do in a total marks, and also I got achieved marks. I can say what you can say achieved marks are what you will say is achieved marks is a type integer, and exporting, okay, ex underscore percentage, which is a type integer. I have declared one more class case. What is the problem? So it should give a blue color. Save, pretty printer. Yeah, it becomes now blue case. So this is one method, is calculate percentage, one method, and one more method, class. See guys, do you need to define one more like this? Not required. When you group it, suppose if you want to create one more method, so I can put in a comma here. I can declare one more method. Why? Because you have already grouped your methods declaration. So no need to write many times this. So you can do in a grouping, and then calculate underscore div. What is that? Mod, or else determine odd number. This is my another function. Determine whether it is an odd or whether it is an even number, guys. So determine odd even numbers. What numbers we will call this? Determine odd or even. Okay, we'll put determine odd. Okay, importing my number. Only one number I can give, guys. I don't give the two numbers because I want only one number as an input. Type integer, and determine exporting, okay, it's an ex underscore, okay, odd, which is a type of character base. I give the character, because I will give a text whether it's an odd number or even number. So I write in a text. That's why I have taken in a here character 10 or else. So you can do like this case. Sorry, you have to do type C, and here you need to give an extension 10. Okay. So what is the total length of the odd number? O R dot NUMBER. What is the length of this? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly is. So 10. So next method is determine. Okay, determine DET even number and importing and IM underscore number, which is in a type of I, and exporting it's in a EX underscore, it's in a even, and I will give the even also same. I think the even no, yeah, it's 11. It's 11, which is in a type C. Okay, I declared some method case. That's it. I don't want to do more here. So here I have declared. I'm inheriting the parent class objects as well as I'm determining. I have an additional functionalities. Apart from this, I have an additional functionalities. What is the error? Class methods. Okay, tell me, can anybody tell me what is the error? Can anybody tell me what is the error? That's okay. Comma, it's okay. This is comma and this is comma. This is stop because I grouped. Why it's not giving me the things? So fundamentals of the object orientation. Fundamentals of the object orientation. Why it's giving me the? Why it's not showing me this? Why it's not showing me this? Fundament perfect. You must provide the security whenever you declare in a class case. That's the thing. Control S and save, syntax check, and X are importing, and EX exporting this class methods. Is there any spelling mistake? Class methods, calculate percentage, and not expected. Ex underscore odd is not expected. Exporting. Okay. Maybe here we should not give the length like this case. Maybe I do like this captain only. Okay. It's not the in the interfacing parameters. It's not taking here. So if that is the case, do like this captain. That's it. Okay. Uh, captain save. Okay. So in the interfacing parameter, the length extensions are not given guys. So child definitely does not have any implementation base. So I define the class. It is expecting to implement the class. Okay, LCL, and do the control space. We have two classes. See, it is showing two classes and definition and definition and the end class. So in the implementation, always we implement the methods only method, and now you can see the calculate percentage and end method and method and yeah. So it's an implementation. So implementation. What is the percentage calculation, guys? I given total marks and achieved marks. How can you do the percentage? Huh? X underscore PER, which is equal to the IM underscore achieved divided by IM underscore total. Okay. If you do like this case, the multiplication goes to the what you can say denominator. Yeah. So it goes to the denominator. So if you want to do any complex arithmetic operations, use the bracket, use the parentheses. Okay, now this total function is here and use into unlimited. So this is the thing which we need to do. So this is my calculate percentage. So before doing this, guys, so I would like to access uh, percentage marks. Okay, I don't do here anything. So plain these things additional function I have used. Okay, next method is method. What is the method? Method do this and it gives determine odd number. Determine whether it's an odd or even case. Sorry, this is not required. It will tell one method will tell whether it is an odd or even. Okay, no need to have any one more method for the even numbers. Okay, my wrong that is. So just I am taking just a name, leave about the name. It will find whether it is an odd or even. And maybe I will change the this thing length to the maximum is 11. I put in 11. So here what I am going to do is first I am going to calculate im underscore num1 which is equal to the im underscore num1 and which is equal to the first I am going to add the things guys. So do the control space. See guys, when I do the control space, it is giving me attribute 1, it is giving me attribute 2, it is giving me attribute 3, it is giving me attribute 4. Is the attribute 1 and attribute 2 is part of the child class? No guys. The attribute 1 and attribute 2 are part of the parent class. See, we can access the parent class objects into the child class objects guys. That's the inheritance. That's the inheritance. I inherited the child class functionality from the parent class. And see, I am going to access this attribute 1 plus, okay, then attribute 2. I am doing some function. I would like to access, this is my requirement, which is there in the there, and attribute 3 plus attribute 4. I am adding all these values as an im underscore num1. And then I do a calculation now. I need to find out. So ex underscore, what is the ex underscore odd? I will find out the im underscore num1, okay, which is divided by 2 ways, which is divided by 2 or mod 2. Sorry, not divided by 2. It's a mod 2. It gives me the remainder. Okay, if it is 1, if I will check, sorry, I need to take a one variable base because it's a character. So character doesn't take it. Okay, first I will calculate this. So maybe my local variable lv underscore, okay, a reminder rem, and I need to declare the data declarations guys. See, in the method level also I can declare the data declarations. It comes in a local declaration. That's why I put in a lv underscore rem. If you declare something inside the block, it's in a local variable. So local variable reminder type, and it's an I guys. It's an I. So whenever you divide with 2, you will get an a 0 or you will get an a 1 guys. So mod 2, and I will write the code if case lv underscore reminder and end case. You can write if also, but I always prefer to use case. Okay, when the value is 0, is it even number or is it an odd number? That's it. It's an even number. When the value equal to 1, ex underscore, which is equal to the odd number. That's it. It will determine whether it is an even number or whether it is an odd number. Save and pretty printer. Do the syntax check, and end class is missing. So you need to put an end class. Where is this missing? implementation, end class. Where the end class is? End class. Class definition. Okay, you need to put period. Do the syntax check. See guys, im underscore num1 cannot be changed. It's an importing parameter, which is where in which case it cannot be changed. No. Think about interfacing parameters, which is an importing parameter. If it is an importing parameter, some parameter passed by a reference. You cannot see guys. So this is im underscore num1 is part of this method, and im underscore num1 is part of this method. It's an interfacing parameter. The interfacing parameters cannot be changed guys. But if you want to change the interfacing parameter, so do you declare with importing? So what parameter you need to take if you want to change the value inside it? Changing parameter guys. That's the introduction of the changing parameter. So here my case is I need to change the value. I pass the value, I change the value. So I take is a changing parameter guys. So do the syntax check and possible enable to interpret changing. Maybe I can change the naming convention doesn't matter, but to differentiate I will put an sh number and something which is going. Maybe the problem is, can anybody tell what is the problem? A switch case is not a problem. See cursor guys, whenever click this, the wherever the statement, the line you are getting an error, the cursor goes to their base always. That's the funda. You need to check it. Don't think about others. So if this is a syntax error, double click on it, the cursor is there here. See, you need to think about this statement only. Okay, so what is the error? Maybe it is causing character. We did here char 11 is not there. It is there before it is accepted, before it was accepted. Say, can tell you my guess is guys, the sequence of these parameters is my guess. So changing should be come after the exporting parameter. That's my guess. So you are declaring exporting. So maybe sometimes sequence also provides the problem. So I put the changing over here and put an a period and save and determine art exporting to the syntax check. Yes guys, so that is working. So I need to change to the changing parameter base. Do the syntax check, and also here also I need to change to the changing parameter. Do the syntax check. No syntax error space. So always, so first importing, then exporting, then changing parameter. The sequence of the order space. So that's a local class, but yeah, leave about things. Sorry. So now what we did in the changing, I'm going to do this, and first let me in the program I have two classes now. Okay, now go to the first method. Is what is the first method? Calculate call method, but my class is LCL underscore second class child class and child class, and which is equal to the guys. So one more thing also I can do it guys. So here I am doing in a parent class guys. So okay, leave about this class. Sorry, activate. If I explain in one program, you will be confused. Okay, so what I will do is the inheriting functionality. I will first I will. This is the first program. I will copy this program to the. This is I am explaining about inheritance. Inherit. This is another program, inheritance program. Copy. Save. Okay. Okay. In which system I am doing this? Okay, first previous program guys, I am going to comment something. The inheriting functionality I will comment it because it will confuse. the second class implementation. This is a second class implementation, which I'm going to comment in the first comment. Okay, that is normal base class case, arithmetic. Next class is the inheritance class, change. And here, what I'm going to do, guys. So I have one more thing, guys. So I have two programs, SE38. So first program is this. So I have declared some class here, right? So this is in a local class case. So this class is restricted for this program only. I cannot call this class from another program. Local classes are restricted for that program only, guys. So that's one more point. A new slide. So this is a local class. Local classes are accessible within same program and outside of the programs we can access. So I will come that part later, but now we'll see the what exactly the inheritance. Okay, so now see what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, not this one, my inheritance program, inheritance, and change it. Which one I commented? Is the inheritance I commented? No. So the inheritance it is there. See here what I am going to do is LCL this value, and I don't implement this is total functionality deleted. Now we have two classes, guys. Now we have two classes. So I'm going to do like this. See LCL, I use only child class. I don't use the parent class. Before you used to do an arithmetic operations by using parent class, right? But in this class inherited, so parent class is inherited to the child class, and LCL, my child class is, this is my child class. Okay, so do this case. See everything. Even if you call the child class, it is giving me the parent class objects as well. So attribute 1 and 2 are from the parent class. I will set the attribute 1 and 2 values here, different values. Attribute 1 default value, I will change. Default it is 1000. Maybe I can change that default value to the maybe 3000 days. I am setting a 3000. And LCL, do the child class object, and next one is attribute 2, and which is equal to the, okay, 4000 4000, and next one is LCL underscore even, it gives me the child class as well as the parent class objects. So attribute 3, which is equal to the 3, just I'm setting some value, LCL underscore ART. So to the child, and again the value is attribute 4. So I am setting parent class or things and these things 4, and I set 4 attribute values. Okay, next call method LCL underscore do this child this, and see guys, it gives the methods parent class as well as the child class. See, I have used the child class to call the method, but it gives me the parent class objects as well as the child class methods. So maybe you do the addition base, simple to make you understand how I did this. And my intention is not to do any addition. Just to show you can access the parent class objects from the child class. That's what my intention here. So here my numbers are p underscore num1 or p underscore, or else if you don't want this, yes, I can do one more thing guys. So take this value, maybe my value is here, my attribute value, I am setting this value. I can set these values guys. You can use these values, you can set these values. Okay, you can set these values. I am passing that value, I am setting the value, I am passing that value. That also you can do it, but I don't do that. So now it's an p underscore num1 and p underscore num. Okay, maybe yeah, p underscore, and result is gb underscore. Okay, this is fine. Next one is call method LCL and child class, and do an just I have shown one method guys. I will use the now what is the our calling method, determine calculate percentage. This is one more method which we declared from the child class, that is okay. And what is the percentage, and percentage also comes, so we'll take the result only. Okay. Total marks, maybe total marks are maybe 1000 I will give, so 965 is the total marks guys. And achieved, sorry, total marks is 1000, and some what is the intermediate marks here, 1 year only, 470, 470, yeah, 475. So one of a student from our village got 463. So what is the brother marks? 460. Okay. I would like to 470 or 75? 470. We'll see the percentage. So GB underscore. Okay. So maybe I'm going to put in a percentage, right? Okay. Percentage in first GB and also I'm going to call one more method, call method. So my call method is LCL underscore this child. Okay, and do this. And what is the next method? Whether it is an odd number or even number case. So where is that? Where is that method? Determine odd. Do the control space, enter, and pass some value. See guys, importing. Yeah. What is the changing value? So I put something. Uh, in this method, what I did, in this method, first I am passing some value, and I am calculating attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, attribute 2. I am adding all the things. Okay. So maybe attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, attribute 4. I give 1000. Sorry. How much, what is the values I get? 3000, 4000, 7000, 7007, 7007. Okay. First changing, I will give a 0. 7007 is an odd or even odd number. Okay. First I will pass in a 0. Okay. So changing parameter, I am going to pass in a 0 value. Okay. I am going to import the result GB underscore. It's not, I need to declare otherwise because it's in a different field. GB underscore result is an integer. So here it's in a text. So my declaration should be in a text field. Okay. GB underscore ORR type C. Or else you can do cap 11. Like this also you can declare. CHR cap 11, or else here you can give the extensions. Here itself. Save and do the syntax check. And 0. Okay, the changing value which I need to give is changing value is also GB underscore, because you are doing some change you need to pass some value, right? So my value is gv underscore change. So gv underscore change. So whenever it is a changing parameter, you should not hard code, because you are changing the value where you will store that value. So it's a type integer. Huh? Do the syntax check. No syntax errors. Activate. So gv underscore change is. Maybe here I will print right. So first I will print the changed value. Changed value. What exactly the changed value? It's an gv underscore chval. What is the error? Failure. And right. And it's an what is, whether it's an odd number or even number, is gv underscore odd. That's it. Control is let it print the syntax and activate. So guys, it's a lot of confusions. So to avoid confusions, we put in a breakpoint. We'll execute step by step. You will get a lot of clarity, guys. Execute and give some numbers, and input is 5 and it's an F4. I'm giving an F5 and 4 as an input. So first the values are initial values I set for the 1000, but the 1000 I am changing in the program level. It becomes a 3000. Attribute 2 I set an a 4000. Attribute 3 I put an a 3. Attribute 4 I put an a 4. I changed the value and doing the addition. So here my intention is, so go here and you can see the attribute 1 and attribute 2. So just I told here my intention is to, we can call the addition is in a method of the parent class, not the child class. So we can access the child class of parent class objects into the child class. So my value gv underscore result is here 709. That's fine. Next, calculate percentage. I'm sending 470 marks. Sorry, 460 out of the 470. It goes inside, and the percentage we can see ex underscore percentage 100%. Tell me why it gives me the 100%. Huh? Yeah. So I will go to the calculator. 460 divided by 470, which is equal to 97 percentage, guys. But it is giving me the 100 percentage. Why? Perfect. So it is a rounding of the value, guys. So here 97.87 percentage. So you know the rounding off, right? So if it is an integer, if it goes to the decimals, it will round off. If it is less than 0.5, it takes the 97, but it should be a 98 case. It should be a 98. Why it is giving the 100%? It should be a 98 percentage, not the 100 percentage. So what's the problem? So achieved is 460 by 470 and into 100. It should be in a ex underscore percentage, and which is in a type of 100. It should not be 100. It should be a 98 percentage. So percentage is not working. Hmm? By the percentage is not. This by divide by this, delete. Achieved 460, total 470. 460 by 470, 97 point something into 100. It's not doing. X underscore percentage, type integer. Type integer Okay, we'll see this. And so gv underscore result is 100. Maybe I will come to that part. So next I will go to the method. Inside the method, determine odd, and first I am going to calculate. So my change in number is 707. Initial value is 0. 0 plus the attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, attribute 4. So initial value is 0 guys. Ch underscore num1 is 0. But now it is calculated from the this 707. So when I do the mod, so now my remainder equal to the 1. So if it is in a 1, so it's in a odd number. It's an odd number. It's an odd number. Yes, odd number, changed value and addition. So percentage is, is calculating wrong way guys. So maybe what I can do is I will declare percentage. Where is this? Yeah. So this method guys, I will put this as in a packed decimal. Instead of type, it's in a type P. I will use decimals. Uh, type P. What happened? Type P decimals to control S. Save, rectify. Okay. Even uh, now we can see edit. See guys. So unable to interpret to. Okay, in the interfacing parameter it doesn't work. Type P doesn't work, huh? Mhm. Okay, so type NET double dot. So this is also one of the field which is having a distance. So do the syntax check and see guys. So here the percentage field I put in a integer, but the formal parameter is an NET double. So you need to declare some another variable. Don't take any result because the type conflict. Actual parameter is integer and the formal parameter is net WR. So we need to declare new variable. So gv underscore per, which is type of same net WR. This is a data element. Amount data element is amount and percentage, and both are same almost. Okay, now you can see gv underscore do the syntax check, no syntax errors. So maybe now I want to do breakpoint here, put here and execute and put something, no problem, because we are going to see the percentage. So percentage 470, 460 total, and we'll go here. Now you can see the percentage 97.87. So exactly it will give the correct value. It doesn't round off this, but if it is an integer, it should give me a round off value. But I don't know why it's before it used to give me. And the percentage is gv underscore percentage 97.87. So I didn't print that, so that's why I'm not getting that value. Print that value here. gv underscore percentage, and also you need to give one space case, otherwise it doesn't print in the new line. Execute 5 4 execute. So now you can see 97.87. So that's the name inheritance case. So what exactly the inheritance? So access parent class objects into child class objects. Okay, access parent class objects into the child class objects, and we call its name inheritance. But what objects? What objects? So what objects? Can you access all the objects? Can you access the all the objects? See, parent class and its subclasses. What objects we can access? All public, right? All protected, but not the private guys. So you can inherit all the public and protected components of the parent class objects or components into the child class objects. That's an inheritance. So my statement I will change. So all the public and protected protected access, all the public and protected objects of parent class into child class. We call objects are what you can say, it's components of protected components. So attributes, methods, everything I can say it's in a class component, right? So all the public and protected components of the parent class into the child class, we call it an inheritance. We call it an inheritance. Not the private sections cannot be inherited into the child class objects. And that's an inheritance. We have seen the encapsulation, we have seen the inheritance, two things. And maybe so now, so all local programs only I will do all these things guys. Okay, local class means you are going to improve your coding skills. If I do this in a different way, you will not get much subject. So that's why I'm using the local class only. Okay, we do a lot of things in the local class, then I will go to the another thing which is very easy, which is then a concept of, suppose what exactly the local class is here. So local class is restricted, the class is restricted within the same program. So if you want to access the class from the multiple programs, we have a concept called global classes that we'll discuss later, but I don't want to introduce now. So we'll do a lot of things in the local class, then I will take you to the global classes. So tomorrow we'll see the instance things. Okay, today we have seen static till now. So tomorrow we'll see the instance, then we'll see the private, then we'll see the protected, then after I will take you to the global classes. Okay, so that's something. I'm going to give almost 10 classes, 20 hours of the class into the object orientation. The last batch, Irfan batch, I have given almost 20 to 25 hours. Some we have video 20 hours, but some classes we didn't record it in the object orientation. Almost I have given 25 to 26 hours of the uh, class to the object orientation. Okay, so we are going to deep dive into the object orientation. So and also it improves your coding skills. Okay, if you are good in this, then the other things are very easy guys. Simply you can implement other things, except the enhancements. Enhancement is little tricky, but apart from enhancement, the remaining things are very easy. Only the enhancement is little complicated concept. So please practice the object orientation on the daily basis and understand the functionality base. So little confusion will be there, but if you practice, if you read my PPT, the confusion will go stays. Okay, that's the object orientation. Thank you all. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.